Hi everybody. We're going to do a little wire thing here. My friend Pete, most of you guys know who he is or heard me talking about him. Showing some wiring repairs, had to splice some wires in, and you know, did it just like I would do really. Use your special tools. Okay, now you got holes and numbers next to the holes for the size. You just kind of guess, get close. I'm not going to go in real big detail with this because I don't have time actually right now, but I wanted to show you guys this quick little trick. So get our wires stripped. Now I'm going to show you the way I usually do it. This right here, that's some pretty expensive heat shrink. I'm going to show you how it works, how cool it is. So first, let's get our two wires twisted. Slide our heat shrink tube on there. Twist the two wires together. Just like that. Right there. Sorry, just like that. Okay. Now, it's really cool if you have a soldering gun because, you know, that's what they're made for. It's the tool for it. Now sometimes you don't have one. Get your little dab of solder on the end of that gun, on the end of that soldering tip. Touch the wires, it'll sink in all that heat a lot faster. It's a faster transfer. So you get her soldered up there real good. There we go. And I always like going on the sides of the wires a little bit. That way you don't have a big lump of solder stuck on it. You can tap it like that and the excess will fall off. Okay. Of course after you do that, depending on how high tech you are, and I'm not, use a big lighter. We'll slide that heat shrink. I'm going to show you what this heat shrink does. Get it warmed up. Of course it shrinks. You guys already figured that out. And I'll give you a closer look here in a second. You don't really want to do your heat shrink all on one side. You want to kind of rotate it best you can. Like I said, if you're high tech and you got a heat gun, you can do it with a heat gun, but you know, I've never done it with a heat gun. Anyway, there. Now if you look really close, okay, right here. See that right there? There's some more on this side. Ooh, look. It's stringy, just like hot glue, all right? So this gave me the idea many years ago, and I've done this kind of wiring repair for many years, many. Working on cars for a living, there's always some kind of animal or some kind of wire that breaks and a door jam. See, now I'm used to doing it this way. This is another way you can do it. Okay? Now it's not as good. You have to be careful. You really shouldn't do that. If you got one of these, use one of these. You want all the strands of wire you can possibly have to carry, you know, the load that you're expecting that wire to carry. So we're going to use the proper tool. And I have a soldering iron right there. But what I want to do is show you guys that most of you just have this cheapy stuff. There's no glue inside of it. It's just rubber heat shrink tubing. That's all there is. That's all there is to it. Now this would probably work just fine. It would probably be just fine in most normal cases. Now, but say you have a boat and it's always around water all the time, or a trailer hitch wiring, taillight wiring, something that's outside. I mean, it's getting rained on, dunked in the water, all that. This may not do it. This cheapy stuff. Now this expensive stuff, it'll do it. But this right here per bag, I believe, is like $1.25 or $2.25 or something per bag. If I couldn't get that, we do a lot of recalls at work that involve wiring, so we get grosses of that stuff that I'll never use, so I just bring it home and use it. But if I didn't do that, I'd do something else, and I'm about to show you here. We'll get these wires twisted together. I got my heat shrink tubing on there already. Okay. So, now, you might be on the boat ramp. You don't have a soldering gun. If you had one, you ain't no place to plug it into. So, but most people, somebody has a Zippo or a big lighter or something. Let me get this where you guys can see it. Okay. We'll zoom you in. Sorry. I need a tripod. Okay. Dang it. All right. Well. How can you see it? Dang it. Sorry, I didn't plan this out very well. I was kind of in a hurry. Get it figured out. Okay. Anyhow, you're at the boat ramp. You don't have a soldering iron. You're lucky to have some solder. You do wiring like this, but focuses in. Rosin core solder. Okay? Don't use acid core. It'll eat along the insulation. It'll eventually eat it up. There you go. Bic lighter. I do this at work all the time. I've done many wiring jobs with a Bic lighter. You gotta be careful. Can't do it around burnable stuff. You ain't even got to really get in the flame. You just get that wire hot. There you go. Now, that's what you would do. You would use your heat shrink or your electrical tape, whatever you had, because you don't have anything to plug in. But since we do, we're going to go a little extra step for this heat shrink tubing to seal up really good. Hot glue gun. Now most of you's got a grandma or a wife, maybe a sister or something, does crafty type stuff. This is one of the greatest things that I have in my toolbox, believe it or not. It's great for temporary stuff, permanent stuff. This depends on what it is, but it's really good for this. We'll get some on there. Nice good bead of it. Okay, now while it's still warm, preferably, slide your heat shrink right over top of it. I kind of twist it around, kind of gets it mixed around a little bit. And that's not all. Use my Bic lighter again. I don't have a heat gun. I don't think I've ever owned a heat gun. I like to have one though. You just heat shrink, rotate that around a little bit, get the other side real good. You don't want to burn your heat shrink. See, this cheaper stuff just doesn't go as small as easily as the other. But if you look right there, I guarantee you, you can take this, put it down in the bottom of the ocean for about 10 years, pull it back out, and this will probably be just fine. This connection will be good. You let it cool off. Once that stuff cools off, it'll be the same repair as this. Of course, I used a bigger piece there. I didn't cut it, which was what I'd normally do, you know. And I didn't get it quite, you know, it takes a little bit of time to get that to squirt out both sides. But there it is. Now you have a high-tech, cheap wiring repair that you'll never have to worry about. You'll never have to fix that again. All right? So I'll tell you what. Hopefully you'll like this video. Give me a thumbs up. Tell your friends about this crazy trick. Crazy trick this guy does with a big lighter, soldering wires and starting fires and using a hot glue gun, and you know, but at least I left the deck tape. See, that's nice and hard now. That's nice and hard. That ain't going nowhere. Sealed up. Right there. It's all sealed up. So, if you guys like this type of thing, let me know. Once this car's done, I'm not going to have any place to do videos on working on cars too much, but I can do some stuff like this. You guys let me know. Let me know what you think. Thanks. Bye.